What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and today we have something truly amazing, truly original, an Afterburner kit by Blastercore. This thing is so cool, guys. Wow, I can't wait to show you guys this. Alright guys, it's a little barren behind me. We're getting ready for End War. I got my shirt on, getting prepped, only a few days away. But my friend Jonathan and Sean hooked me up with a somewhat prototype kit that they are going to be selling at End War. And I'll have a booth also, so you definitely want to check us out there. But this thing is so sweet, guys. Jonathan brought this to the war Saturday and had it on a deploy, a stock deploy, and was hitting 110 to 120 FPS with it. So, before I get ahead of myself, what is an Afterburner kit? This is a 3D printed kit, obviously, that has flywheels up here. These are 130 Rhinos and Raven flywheels in here. And it is hooked up with a connector, an XT60 connector, to a LiPo back here. So this is where you house your LiPo for these flywheels, and then a switch comes down here, and it's a little, I'm not sure the exact name of the switch, but it's kind of neat. It's really cool, and it's just a push switch that you just have to push right there, and it straps on with some Velcro, which isn't probably the best way to do it, but to make it removable and everything like that, it's kind of how you have to hook up a switch, you know. But if you have a flywheel blaster, obviously you're going to have to push this with one finger and this with another finger, so it's going to take some getting used to. If you have a Springer, obviously it's going to take some getting used to. It's a little different. It's not something we're used to, pushing a switch and priming a blaster and firing with a Springer, or using two switches to run it. But it's really, really cool, and I don't think it would take too much to get used to it. So basically on a blaster like this, I'm going to push this with my fourth finger, and then this with the normal finger. And it's not working because I don't have a magazine in, because this is absolutely stock. So there you go. So this is an absolutely stock Stinger Raven, and it is hitting pretty hard. Let me just give you a little firing demonstration here real quick. That's hitting pretty hard, guys, and this is from a absolutely stock blaster. So this is something I think is going to be really cool for somebody that doesn't mod. So it's just all right here for you. You can just hook it up, and you have a blaster that is going to perform way better. This is something also you could add to a modded blaster and have a really, really powerful blaster. So it's something really cool. It's definitely a first run kind of model, and they will be selling a few of these at End War or at FoamCon. I don't know how many they're going to have, but a select few people may get a chance to purchase this kit. But they will be selling them, I believe, through their Facebook page, and I'll definitely link all this stuff in the description box, guys. But this is something really cool. They will be selling actually this separately and this separately. So if you just want something, this is really cool. Like, you could just use this that hooks up on a tactical rail. It just locks into your normal in-strike tactical rail, and you could have that as an external LiPo for a mod. And then you could just run this and then run all the wires internally and do all that yourself if you wanted to do that. Like, it's really cool. So I'm blown away. I'm really surprised how well this works. Like, it works really well. Like, a Raven has flywheels back here. It travels all the way through there, goes through the flywheels, and has no issues at all. For a first model, this is really, really cool and really exciting for the Nerf community. I think it would be really sweet if you could mount this under here and just have it all really tight. I think it would be cool if they had a kit that it was all just together without external wiring, if they could keep these internal, because this bothers me a little bit. I'm not a big fan of external wiring, but that's the way it has to be, obviously, for a kit like this. If you're going to have it, you know, with you can place this wherever you want and this wherever you want. You have to have external wiring. So, and it's still very safe. Like if this comes out, you just can plug it right back in. I do think I would probably use some heat shrink and kind of keep these together. Maybe kind of heat shrink these two wires together so it's just one wire. I don't know, just some ideas. But I think it's a really, really awesome kit. I'm really excited for what Blastercore is going to come out with next. So some details about this kit. This is a proprietary design of theirs. This version will be available at IndWar. Like I said, there's only going to be a few available. So if you want one, you better get there quick, because I have a feeling they're going to sell all they have. The kit can take 180s, and I believe most flywheels will fit. I haven't really talked to them about what ones can and can't fit, but I'm assuming they've made it so they all can fit. But don't quote me on that. Definitely ask them about what flywheels can and can't work here, but I'm assuming pretty much all the flywheels on the market right now will be able to work in this. This can hold, I believe, up to about a 1300 milliamp Turnigy Nanotech. That size. I have a 1000 milliamp Nanotech, and I believe it's the only difference of the 1300 is a little bit fatter, but it can fit a reasonable size LiPo, so that's pretty cool, and I think it's about right because you don't want this too big. Also, I believe obviously you're going to have to solder all these things yourself, so this will not come completely assembled. You will have to supply the motors, the flywheels, I do believe, and the wiring. I don't know if they'll give you XT60 connectors or wiring, I'm not sure, but probably, I'm guessing they will sell you this and the connectors, and then you'll just have to solder them yourself. This can go on any blaster that has a tactical rail and an in-strike attachment, and really it doesn't necessarily need the tactical rail, but right now, as far as I can tell, this will not lock in on these tactical rails because they don't have this nub that you do, and that's the way this locks in. I think Jonathan plans on locking this in with some sort of locking screw in the future, but as of now, this is what you get, and it locks in really, really well to a rail. Like, it's pretty on there. Like, if you shake it, yeah, okay, it's gonna come off, but that's another thing I think that would be better. This needs to lock in pretty tight because this is a LiPo and you don't want it flying off, obviously. But I think it'd be cool to be able to also lock in underneath here, so then it's kind of out of the way, and actually would make a pretty awesome foregrip. So they could design this to be a very comfortable foregrip and lock in there to that rail. So I think that's something they could think about. So yeah, I think it's a pretty neat kit. This is definitely just like a first look review. I really can't get really in depth with this because I just don't have time before IndWar, but I hope to in the future. I hope they will send me the next version of this and we'll get a in-depth review for you guys, and who knows what changes they'll make by then. But for a first start, I think this is really, really cool, and I'm very excited to see what they have in store for us. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this first look review of the Blastercore Afterburner kit, and if you have any questions, leave them in the description box below, and if you're going to FoamCon, ask them. They know way more about this, obviously, than I do. You could probably message them through their Facebook page, which will be linked in the description box below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.